All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Couch Warrior podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mike, and today I am joined by Garrett Armfield. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming on. How are you doing?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? I like your, what is that? That's like a little space astronaut. I like your astronaut.
Yeah, the little astronaut with the UFC hat.
That's cool. Shoot for the sky. Shoot for the stars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, let's hop right into it. I like to start from the beginning. You just want to figure out how you got into MMA, how it started for you. Was it something you were always into?
Yeah. I've been playing martial arts since I was like a kid. So, I've always been involved in it in some way, shape, or form, whether that be like wrestling, boxing, karate, since I was like 4, right? So I do that till I'm 18. I do MMA. My brother does MMA. I realized that, I can be pretty good at this thing, but I didn't know if I wanted it to be a career yet. And then, back right when I was like a junior in college, I was like, kind of like, oh man, I'm going to be broke for a really long time if I decide to go down this road. I decided, screw it. I'm just going to try it, see what happens. And so I was right. I was broke for a really long time, and still broke, but not as bad now. But I was just like a poor waiter in South Florida that just trained every single day and lived, like tips to tips. Like, I just get like tips every week, So, I do that. And then, so I'm in South Florida for about 4 years. I get to the UFC while I'm there, which is like a dream come true. But like life doesn't change yet because I haven't won any fights or anything. And I hadn't fought in like a year. So I moved to Kansas City about 10 months ago now. I was ready to get back home closer to family and needed a change. So then I moved here, and then I've had this like surgence of my career, which has been really awesome. Very fortunate to rattle off a couple of wins. So now we're looking at hopefully fighting here in the next couple of months and just inch my way closer to the top 15.
Nice. So you were still in school when you made it to the UFC?
No, I was not. I was 25 when I got to the UFC. I was done with school when I was 22.
Okay. Well, how old were you when you had your first fight? Like your first one ever?
Like kickboxing or MMA?
MMA.
MMA, I was amateur-wise, I was 18, but I turned professional at like 21.
What was that like fighting when you were 18?
It was cool.
'Cause that's young as hell.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I've been boxing since I was like 4 or 5. So I actually had like a lot of experience with kickboxing matches and boxing matches from like ages like 7 when I had my first one kickboxing match, and then I just have always like had at least one fight a year, and so I'm just like very like used to competing and fighting. So I've never really had nerves, maybe like one time, but other than that, it's nothing new to me. I just love doing it.
What was the one time you had nerves?
The first time I fought for CFFC, I was fighting a guy that was like touted to be pretty good in Philadelphia, and it was my first time fighting somebody that was, not in the area. It was my first out of town fight, and I was it was the first time I ever had to travel, and it was right after I'd taken like 10 months off because of COVID, and I surprised myself, and I got a first round knockout. So,
nice.
Yeah.
When did you get to Kill Cliff?
2019.
Okay. Are you still there?
No. I remember I said I moved to Kansas City 10 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So where are you training now? Like a local gym?
It's Marathon MMA. There's like, we got Trey Ogden, Miles Johns, me, Mike.
Right. And
Yeah.
Trey's fighting soon too.
Yeah, Trey and Miles are both fighting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, next week Miles is filling in, right?
Yeah.
Sick. So, for your UFC debut, you went up a weight class. It was short notice. It was actually a rematch against David Onama. How was that? Like, how were you feeling going into like your UFC debut, to rematch against a guy who beat you up a weight class? What was that like?
Yeah, I was just like relieved that all the hard work paid off, and I was just happy to be there, and I was really excited for the opportunity. So and it was great to have somebody familiar standing across from me. So it was cool to get to share that moment with him, and um, I just love fighting. So I was still happy, even though I lost. I was like, of course I want to win, but um, it's just like such a rush being in there. So I get my adrenaline high that I look for.
Nice. Going into that, did you have a different game plan than like the first time you fought? I know it was a
No,
while
no.
ago.
I just my game plan was to because it was like only 2 days notice, so I just thought I'd just fight him, see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah,
So then going into the Kazama fight, I'm assuming you were a lot more prepared.
yeah, much more game planned. Again, I was at a new gym where I had like a lot of focus and attention, and we could really game plan specifically for that fight, and it worked out pretty
Cool.
well.
How'd that feel getting the first UFC win?
Um, I was kind of in shock. I feel like I keep surprising myself because I feel like that fight I had like a huge. I thought I had a great performance, and I feel like a lot of it went under the radar because a lot of those. I feel like a lot of guys coming off the Contender Series get a lot of hype, and I feel like I had one of those performances that could have gotten a lot of hype because I don't think I think I got punched like once or twice, and I landed like 50 punches in less than 4 minutes. So I was really proud of that win, and then I really surprised me with the Brad Katona fight. I didn't know if, how I was going to do against a higher competition. This was the first guy with a name that I had fought, or at least a name at the time other than David. And so to be able to go out there and game plan out a victory and get a win by out techniquing him, I guess I would say, like using technique, not just knocking him out. It was a huge feather in my cap, and I'm really, really proud of myself to be able to go out there and do that. So I'm just looking forward to what's next.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that was a fantastic performance, and you were the betting underdog. A
Yeah,
lot of people
it's
counted
cool.
you out. I didn't think you were going to win that fight, to be completely honest, and you
Yeah,
shocked
that's
me
fair.
too.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you looked fantastic, bro.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Were
Thank
there
you.
were there any like nerves? You were coming to Canada, his home turf. Did that affect you at all, or you just kind of put it aside?
The only time I got nervous, because I love fight week, and I just love, that's just this fun for me, I guess, because I think the most fun is because I don't have to like train during that week, and it's like your first week off in 3 months, that you get to relax.
Nice.
Yeah, honestly. Um, so I just got really nervous in the locker room. I didn't show it, but inside I was kind of scared. But once I saw the crowd, then it went away. So
Nice. Does the crowd help a lot compared to like the Apex?
yeah, yeah, I like the crowd. It helps. A lot of people. It depends who you are. Um, the crowd makes the nerves all go away. I don't know why. It's just more fun for me now. Now it's like, oh, cool. People are watching.
Nice. So now you got that win. It was a pretty solid name. Do you have anything lined up yet, or if not, do you have like any specific opponents you'd want?
Nothing specific. There's a couple names I'd like Brady Heinstand or like Marcus McGee would be a cool matchup. These are good fights that excite me, and I want to fight in St. Louis May 11th, but we'll see what happens. If I don't get on that, that's all right. It's not the end of the world. It would be cool to fight in front of my hometown, but at the end of the day, my one job is just to go out there and get victories. So it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter if it's like East Egypt or freaking Antarctica. I'll go anywhere to get that win.
Not sure if the UFC is going to Antarctica anytime soon, but that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before the show, I made a quick Twitter post asking if anyone had questions, and one person did ask what like your routine is the day of the fight. So
Yeah.
if you could talk about that a little bit.
Um, let's see, routine. I wake up and I get a good breakfast. Usually, I have like a pre-breakfast. I try to eat a little bit to get my appetite going, and then we go get breakfast as like a team. Um, and then after that, like this past time in Canada, since I was a later fight, we had like all day to kind of kick it. So we actually went to a mall and um, I think I got like a sweatsuit or something from the mall, and then we went back and we just chill. I take a nap, I meditate, I take a shower, and then I head to the venue.
Got it. Sick.
Yeah.
All right. And before we wrap up, any thoughts on this past card, the UFC 299? It was a pretty sick card.
Yeah, man, that was an awesome card. I just love the sport because it's just like I think it's just like so exciting, so amazing what can happen, you know. And there's just like a millions of opportunities and possibilities out there. But that card was great. I thought Sean O'Malley looked masterful. Gilbert Burns, that one broke my heart, but good for
That's
Jack. You know, that's no. I want only win. I only wanted Gilbert to win. He's a great person, but it happens, and he'll bounce back. Um, Kevin Holland fight that was boring, kind of, but it's cool.
how about
And
that
then
Poirier fight?
Poirier fight was like I love Poirier. He's my favorite fighter. So
Okay, cool. So he's your favorite?
yeah, he's one of them. There's a couple of them, but he's one of my like. It's hard for me to have a fighter that's my favorite fighter while I'm like in the UFC. Um, so I'm gonna have to go like honestly like just like the OG guys like Poirier, Gilbert Burns, um, like Jose Aldo, Korean Zombie, Max Holloway. Max Holloway's for sure up there.
That's my
Maybe,
favorite fighter,
yeah,
Holloway.
maybe top two. It's probably like Holloway, Poirier, and Gaethje. I think
I
it's
have
the
the Holloway
yeah, I
thing
love Holloway.
right here.
Yeah, no, that's badass.
That's the
Yeah,
picture. You know that picture where he was like fucking up Calvin Cater?
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite like UFC pictures. That one, it was
Yeah,
so
it's one of
sick.
my favorite moments right there. It's a good one. I
That
got to
was.
fight. I got to meet him. I got to fight on the same card as him, so that was cool. He's huge in person.
Is he?
Yeah, he's real tall. But
Do you
also,
think
I
he'll
think it was
fill
because
out
like
well for?
I think it's because I was kind of like starstruck, so he seemed bigger. Excuse me, he seemed bigger in person.
Do you think he'll fill out well for 155 then for that Gaethje fight?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
It's only,
All
it's
right,
only
man.
like- yeah. Only 10 pounds. You know, not too
Yeah,
much.
gotcha. But all right, man. That's really all I got. Before
Hell
we
yeah.
hop out, you got anything you want to plug? Maybe your Instagram, Twitter, anything else you got going on?
Yeah, man. First, thanks for taking the time to talk. I appreciate it. Shout out to LMNT. They're sending me some salt, so that's cool. It's really good stuff. It's chocolate flavored, and
Salt.
yeah, it's like this electrolyte salt. It's like you add it to water, and you add it to like probably like 24 ounces of water, maybe 18, and you got to try it. It's actually it's like a hydration drink, but it's like salt, and it's really salty, but it tastes great. They have different flavors. Right
What's it
now, I
called?
have LMNT,
MNT.
LMNT, and I'm getting a chocolate pack, and apparently it tastes like chocolate milk.
That's sick. Gotta try
Yeah,
that out for sure.
yeah. Seriously, try it.
Sick. All right, and your Instagram, anything else?
Yeah. Shout out, follow me on Instagram, guys. Garrett Armfield 135, and then Armfield 135 on X.
All right.
And yeah, hell yeah.
All right, sweet. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah.
Have a
Thanks,
good
bro. I
one.
appreciate you, man. Yeah, thank you for taking the time.
All right, and peace out, bro.
Later.